I've worked with Eddy on some big tunes, and from Barbados, Boots, Hit It, Cadavers by Gabby, Stinging Bees, Griner, Cadaver. I mean, from Trinidad, The Hammer, Bahia Girl, so many hits, hit after hit. This is why we can label the mid 80s to 90s the Grant era, because he has been so instrumental in developing music all over the world, period.
An opportunity came in 1999, when he was playing for the big Ring Bang Festival in Tobago. I had the honor of going to Tobago, but I had the honor also of working in prior to Tobago. Then I really knew who Mr. Grant was. Wombat! All I can say is that he's a musician and a half, because he's not joke when it comes to music. And working with him was like learning certain techniques and a work ethics that's more any artist I've really seen. Dedication to the music, yet caring to the musicians, at the same time taking his art, music very seriously.
We came back to the studio a year later to mix my second album, and at that time you asked me to be part of the horn section, or be the horn section on a song that you were doing with Mighty Gab, a song called The List, that I hear was a big stir in Barbados. It didn't reach New York. Well, it probably did in the West Indian community, but not where I was living. And my brother Delphio, who was actually mixing the record with me, he plays trombone, and we played on that session. And I love you, and I wish I could be there with you. I'll talk to you soon, brother. Take care.
To work with Eddy and his live production, I got the opportunity to play saxophone and keyboards in that band and work with some of the best musicians in the world that he flew into Barbados to rehearse. And we spent every day for 2 months just to get the music right, get the band right, get the show right. Sometimes we would play one song for an hour without stopping, over and over, just to get the feeling. And the seriousness in which he approaches getting every note, every nuance right has really helped me to focus on making sure that when I do my own shows, that we get it right.
It's been a pleasure and a privilege to work with you professionally, as well as being your great mate. We spent many hours together having chin wags over at Bailey's, and Christmas lunch as well, much to my delight. And on a professional basis, from Glastonbury to Hyde Park with Nelson Mandela, to South Africa, working with UB40, sharing stages in the UK with the likes of Rage Against the Machine and The Verve and a lot of other big acts who are all very quick to pay their humble respects to one of the titans of the music industry.
My experience working with Uncle Eddy, it was nerve-wracking, but exciting at the same time. He helped me understand things about music and performance that I don't know if I ever would have.
First worked with Eddy, I think it was 18 or 19, straight out of school. And so it was a bit more inspiring because we were going on a world tour. I had never done anything like that before. It was challenging, but it was fun. And he, because of his commitment to the Caribbean way of doing things, and his music is so West Indian in origin and root and expression, it felt natural, and it made me feel a certain kind of pride in being able to execute at that level from this part of the world. And in the studios, the same thing, you know, always committed to excellence, going the extra mile, making sure that history can record the music in the proper way. When you look back on it, it still has value and relevance. Very important.
Only great memories of Eddy and spending time with him down in Barbados with him and his family at his great studio, Blue Wave down there. And I really loved working with him and his great work ethic. Eddy, we would be in the studio to 3, 4 in the morning and 5 and whatever. We'd be tired and we have to wake up and do it again. And he'd be the first guy in the studio. And he'd be there all day and he'd, working with great hours and great ideas. And so, Eddy Grant, hats off to you, man. Love you, man. Proud to know you. God bless you.
My experience working with Eddy Grant was truly magical. Here I was 11 years old, dreaming of making it big on the international scene, and in comes Eddy Grant to help me, get what it takes. And of course, he was living proof of exactly how to do it. But even at that young age, I remember, being truly fascinated with his presence, how intense it would be when he stepped into the studio. He was hands-on with the music production, especially the drums. And I remember seeing him play some sample drums in his synclavier, which was like a super synthesizer back in that day. And he would play those drums for the entire 5 minutes down with such passion and intensity. He was dancing all the way. I mean, it was serious. And to see that kind of passion, was really a good experience for me coming up.